I load so fast on the Asia server from where I'm at, so that's like I'm not too worried. I don't even think I have anything on me. No. And if they want to come here, you know, they're gonna get pooped on. Because this is our territory, all our guards and stuff. So basically what happened there is they got me dismounted, and then rather than immediately try to move or anything away from the gate, all I did was wait on my mount while I had the invulnerability bubble, got back on the mount, and then went next door. They did poison me immediately, but I was able to juke the bear paws, and it is an armored horse, and generally when I'm in the black zone I like to use armored horses because they take quite a bit to dismount. Had it been a regular horse, I'd have been dead. But basically I used my boots to run, and then I used my guardian helm to basically remove all the bleed stacks and all the debuffs and everything, so I wasn't taking a lot of damage. Yeah. Oh, T3. Well, okay. So there's a thing. T3 horses have some of the lowest HP pool in the game, aside from the donkeys. So it's almost a one-shot dismount. Yeah, you want to use something a little more beefy. So I recommend a T5 armored horse. It's kind of a good entry level, like like a single ganker. It's very difficult for them to dismount a T5 armored horse. But the T3 horse, you can dismount that with, you can sneeze on it and it'll get dismounted. But you learn that, over time. Now, if you're specifically looking for PvP like in the mists, then I would definitely use a T3 horse, because there's a lot of times in the mists where you'll see two people fighting and you want to run up and like rat them both because they're both low health. If you're on a T3 horse, you can get a mob to dismount you near them, or you can run up to them and their AoEs will dismount you, and then you can kill them both. Whereas if you're on an armored horse, it's a lot more difficult to do that. We don't want to stay in here too long, but we want to wait for that gank group to pass. That's a roaming gank group, so they'll just go zone to zone to zone, checking camps and stuff and killing people. Well, let's see. What is going on? Everybody's hanging out. And they're on wolves. Are they ganking? Double-bladed. Perma. I mean, that's a gank set of fire. Well, no. This is more PvE. Druid robe, druid cow. I think they're doing group dungeons, maybe. Man, too bad you weren't here earlier. So I bought this. It was like a spicy chicken and basil with rice food, and I was eating it on stream, dude. And it was so hot, dude. Our eyes were watering. I was having a really rough time with that. Luckily, I had some coconut water, or my mouth is on fire. It was it's not the spiciest thing I've eaten, but yeah, it was dude, it was rough. So yeah, there's a guy that, so I have this donation wheel thing that I do every once in a while, and so this dude, wanted to spin it, so he donated, and then it landed on eat spicy food, and usually I'm like, hey, if you can find something locally available in Thailand that's spicy, just let me know what it is, and then I'll order it, try it. And so he's like, okay, and he gave me this food. It's called khao soy, and it's like a spicy curry with noodles, braised beef, or chicken. I got the chicken one, and I'd never had it before. And so I get it. It arrives. I put it on the table. It doesn't smell spicy. So I'm like, it's probably not that bad. And then I had like 2 bites of it, and I mean, my eyes were watering. I was tearing up. It was rough. Like I could not. I was just like, all right, I can't do this. This is too much. So, yeah, northern Thai food, khao soi is very spicy. Yeah, like the other ones I can handle. Like I got one that's like do 20 push-ups, and I'm like, no problem, I'll do that. And then I've got one that's what is it? It's like add a game to your like. I have a bundle of games that people can pick from when I'm doing streams, and like I can add or remove games and like things like that. So it's fun. It's just a little interactive thing for people to do. And then I do giveaways for Albion, but I'm finding out that a lot of the people that are watching my streams are actually on the NA server. They're not on the Asia server. So I keep logging on to my little character giveaway stuff. Alright, we do have a boss up here. I've always joked around and said that the people in North America have a lot more stress to deal with, so that's why they all play Albion, to kill each other after work. You know, that's what it is. Oh, you bugged out. I hate those things, man. That happens all the time. Oh, I accidentally aggroed all of them? Okay, let's see if we can reset. Yeah, we're just gonna have to reset everything. Oh, Ultima Online. Yeah. I played, let's see, before this, I did EVE Online for about 17 years. And I really like that game because of the risk. Like, you know, you go out, whatever ship you undock, you know, you're risking everything. And so for about, I would say, I don't know, for probably a decade of that, I was a fleet commander for multiple of the blocks. So I FC'd for Test at one point, I FC'd for Goons at one point. But I only would get involved when there was major wars going on, because I would do like strategic level stuff. And I left EVE Online and went to EVE Echoes and formed the Mercenary Coalition in EVE Echoes on mobile. And did that for quite a while and led that coalition. And it was the first time that I had led an entire group of people, and trying to wrangle 1,000 cats is rough. Oh, Goons and EVE. Wait. So then you should recognize my name, because I am Promised One from Mercenary Coalition. Because is we kicked out the essentially the whole. Yeah, banana. Yeah. Oh, God, there we go. But we were the guys that came in and took the contract early in Eve Echoes to kick out the essentially the entire Asian alliance that was forming inside of Delve at the time. And in 30 days, we evicted them. Caused them to leave because we just moved into where they lived and sat right on top of them the whole time. I don't think anybody expected us to actually do that, you know. But that definitely set precedent for us. It was a fun few years, yeah. Okay, we got some loot, 60k. Take it. I wanted books, but I'll take loot. Oh, there's a blob there. Yeah, it was a fun few years. I tried to get back into Eve once, and I just couldn't do it in Eve Online. And I think for me, it really just comes down to a time thing. You spend so much time just sitting there, waiting on something to happen, sit on the Titan, wait to jump, you know, that I kind of fell away from that type of content anymore. Versus if I play this game... Now you can't. In other words, you won Eve. That's what happened, right? Did you now for Eve Online clones? Did you ever try Perpetuum? This is an old game, but it was a mech-based like version of Eve Online. It never took off. It was never hugely popular. I think a lot of that was just it didn't get the development love that it needed to be good, but. It was an interesting concept. It was basically EVE Online if you were driving mechs. And it was cool. I tried that for a few years. Yeah, you're not missing much now. I mean, it's definitely dated at this point. Yeah, I actually, so I started streaming, what was it, today? No, yesterday. Or was it earlier today? Earlier today? I can't remember. It's all blending together. But we're doing Battletech, our custom hard Iron Man mode. So basically, tweaking the settings to the point where it is extremely difficult to advance and extremely difficult to get upgraded or new mechs. And we've been streaming that, and we like continue that progression once a week. So all the games I play except for Albion are all like Iron Man, hardcore, like that's generally the type of content that I'm streaming. Like I did Empyrean, Galactic Survival, which is like impossible to not die in. And I've had 3 deaths, but those deaths were... I had a bunch of people on stream, and I went to visit. Thanks for the follow, appreciate it. We went to visit a what was it? It was like supposed to resemble at the city of Atlantis from Stargate Atlantis, and it had these custom missions that I'd never seen before, and the viewers had never seen before, and they were like, "Go do it!" And I was like, "Well, I mean, if we go in there, we're probably going to die." So I didn't want to cause that to end the stream. So, but other than that, yeah, we have not. We've been playing for 7 days on Empyrean, and we still haven't died, like outside of that one instance. So that's been a pretty crazy playthrough this whole time. All right. I thought there was going to be more camps, but the 2 over there were despawned. There's only 1 more for me to check, so I'll check that. Yeah, I think the next game I'm probably going to be streaming a lot when it releases will be next year. I'm looking forward to Dune Awakening. So far, everything I've heard about it looks pretty good, and I'm a big sci-fi fan, so Looking forward to that. It's called Dune Awakening. It is supposed to be basically the Dune universe MMO. No, that is not a camp. It is a resource spawn. I've been keeping an eye on it on the Discord, and just, you know, when they release patches and that kind of stuff. And then I got a couple games that I'm in the closed betas for that I have been keeping tabs on as well. One is it's more of a steampunk version of World of Tanks that I've been looking at, and then but it's got probably another year of development to really be playable. And then the other one is basically think Space Pirates, you know, but it's an MMO where you like can board other people's ships, and it has first-person shooter stuff, and it's I'd say it's more similar to Firefly than it is to anything else I could think of. Alright, let's head back into the other zone. I've gone around this whole zone and there's nothing. Well, let's talk about movies, man. What's your favorite movie? If you had to pick a movie, what would it be? What? That dude's on a bunny? Dude, that guy is juiced. 4-4 Awaken Hellfall. Oh, Elite Dangerous starts at Elite Dangerous I got into for a bit. But I didn't... Okay, so here's my gripe with Elite Dangerous. The fact that it's supposed to be an MMO, but it's also not. You can choose to play and not see any other player ever, but yet you can still impact the overall like structure of the game by doing certain, you know, mission rotations. So it's like it wants to be an MMO, but it doesn't want to be an MMO. It wants to allow people to play, you know, private, in a private mode, but then there's also the non-private mode. I don't know. It's weird. I was hoping it was going to be like everybody in the same shard type of situation, kind of like Eve. That would be so cool. Especially if you're fighting to, you know, essentially have certain factions win over other factions. But with that said, I'm coming from EVE Online. I'm not coming from the Elite Dangerous series, so I can't speak to any other games in the series. And I've had a lot of those players tell me, hey, that's not what Elite's about. You know, and I'm like, oh, okay. You know, so it just wasn't what I wanted as a game. But it's a good game. I definitely enjoyed playing it. I didn't put as many hours into it as I probably should have, but it was still a lot of fun. Star Citizen? No, I'm too broke for that game. I can't. No, I can't be doing that one. You know, that's why like I'm not premium on this character even, because basically it's. So here's the thing. My fiance is currently going through immigration right now, so we had to get an immigration lawyer and like the whole nine. So pretty much every dime that I make through my Fiverr projects goes to that kind of content. And she basically told me, look, if you want to buy games and do that type of content, then you need to stream more and make more videos. And then if you know, you bring revenue in from that type of content, then you can spend it on your games. So that's kind of what's driven me to do more streaming. And I used to only stream when I was on my YouTube account, and I would do it maybe 10 hours a week. Now we're doing like 50 hours a week. And and a lot of that has to do with being in Thailand because I'm not allowed to get a work permit until. So we get married in we got 3 weeks. We get married, and then I'll go through the visa process essentially, which and once I get that visa, thanks man, then I'll be allowed to get a work permit, and then I could actually start. But that's probably 6 months out right now, is what they're telling me. So until that time, I'm on an educational visa where I have class 3 nights a week, and I'm learning the Thai language, and then yeah, so it's a process, you know, and it's a lot of money. So that's the whole reason that's like games like that I haven't gotten into, and I play a lot of like free to play or things that have been gifted into my Steam account and things like that. So you know, you'll see a lot of older games like on my streams for the same reason, just because it's something to do, something fun, and it creates content. Yeah, you're definitely not the first person to say, dude, if you're an EVE Online fan, you should get this, you know. And I definitely was keeping tabs on like the Squadron 42 and you know, some of the other Star Citizen content. I just never ended up getting into it. I mean, didn't I just see an article that said that they've made like raised like 750,000, or is it $750 million? I think that's what it was for Star Citizen's development thus far. 800 million. Yeah, that's just nuts, man. You know, you think about it. How many AAA games cost $1 billion to produce? I can't think of one. I can't think of anything that costs that much. They have free fly weeks? Oh, okay, I'm gonna have to look at that. I didn't know that was a thing. I'll see if I can go like put something in where it'll remind me that, and then if there is, I'll stream it for that week. And it'll basically, I'll stream it, I call them fresh streams, where you go in and you've never played a game before and you're just trying to figure it out, you know. That's a lot of fun because you make so many mistakes, and then people watching the stream are like, don't do that, you know, you do it this way. Yeah. Yeah. I used to literally title those streams Pain and Suffering and then the title of the game. Because I would just do it. Like that when I was doing Dark Souls. So I was doing a Dark Souls playthrough, never looked at any YouTube, never looked at anything, had never played Dark Souls before, fired it up, and Jesus, it was probably one of the funniest streams I'd ever done, just because I kept dying constantly, and I was having to figure it out as I go, figure out the mechanics. And Dark Souls is probably one of the toughest games that I've played. Oop, dodge that. Yeah, Elden Ring's cool. I have a bunch of friends that are actually playing Elden Ring right now. That I used to have a game night every Friday night at their house, and they stopped the game night because they're all playing Elden Ring now. So that was... Bro, you just doing what I used to do in Steam, just collect games like I'll play it later, and then you never get to it. You know? So that's why, like, I own all these first-person shooter games in my Steam that I've never played, because I went through a phase where I was like, I'm gonna find out which shooters don't suck. And I just never got to him. Alright, we did get a map there, but it is T5, so I'm not going to expect anything out of it. But we'll run it just because we did get a free map. Yeah, see, right now I'm on the opposite. I've got not a lot of games to pull from right now, and I have tons of time because I'm just waiting on visa stuff. And I'm in Thailand, so I just do it. And, okay. Oh, man. I went the other way and I aggroed a different guy. Go away. Okay. Probably gonna be blue, but, you know, one can hope. Even if it was purple. Whoa, what is that? I think it's still blue. Pretty sure this is still blue. I'm just not used to these bosses because I don't do this one very often. No, I don't want to get hit by that. That's what I call a forever stun. Get stunned by it, it lasts so long. Yep, it's blue. It's a lower tier, so it's pretty easy. Yeah, 11K. Whoa, what the? That's a 6-3 cleric robe. Yeah, we're gonna go bank that. Okay, out of a T5. Very unexpected. You know what's sad is that's more money than I've made out of all the T7 ones that I've done today. I did do there was a small chest objective that I did, and it was purple, and there was nobody came to it, so I looted it, and it was a mill. So I got a mill from that. And then there was a medium chest, which, you know, a whole bunch of my